Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Hypergamous Journey. My name is Denise. At this channel, we discuss dating advice for women who are mature. Maturity is not just an age, but a mindset. I'm excited because I've been watching Shira 7-1 since 2019. I am subscribed to her channel. She's awesome. I have found the best video yet on submission created by her last week, 2 weeks ago. I'll put the link in the description, and she sums it up. She does live videos. So, and then after she states her point, which might be 15 minutes or 5 to 10 minutes, the rest of the videos are live questions that she takes, and she will stay on there for 2 or 3 hours live answering questions. But her video is about submission from a female point of view. Shira 7-1 is married. She got married in her mid to late 20s to her husband. So they've been together, married 17 years and together maybe 20 something. And they have 2 children who are 2 girls who are teenagers. And every now and then she will include them in her videos. And now they're teenagers, and she did a vlog recently that has both of her daughters in them, in that video. And so she just said it the best that I've heard it. I've listened to men talk about submission, and what they have in common is that men who believe that women should submit, well, there are 2 camps for men. They believe women should submit, but in the context of paying 50% of everything regarding the household. And there's a camp of men who believe in submission when they are paying for everything. And Shira 7-1 is of the latter. She believes that a woman will submit when she doesn't have to worry about paying bills, that the man is paying for everything regarding the household expenses. And Shira 7-1, she doesn't say it outright, but it seems like she gets an allowance. Her husband pays for everything. She doesn't work outside the home besides what she does on YouTube. She has a cosmetics line. She invests in the stock market, and she might do some other things, but those things that she likes to do. So that's what I've gleaned. She hasn't really said, I do this, I do that, I get an allowance. But, for the 4 years I've been hearing her and watching her videos, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. She has her own businesses that she operates, YouTube, Poshmark, and, online businesses. She might invest in the stock market. But she alludes to the fact that her husband, James, pays for all their household bills and gives her an allowance. And this is something that he's done from, when he first met her, when she was 23, 4, 5 years old. And she has a picture in her community tab of her graduating high school. And she was just pretty. She was a pretty teenage or young girl. Well, graduate, high school graduate. And, and her husband, there might be a 25-year age difference. So when she was 19, she said she met him when she was like 25 or 22, 23. So basically he was in his 50s already. But she said she knew what she wanted. And so I'm going to put that video in the description, and just like the first 15-20 minutes of the video is about submission, and that women will submit to a man who pays for everything in the house, who pays for everything in the family and their expenses, and if he has it, gives an allowance to his wife. And she said, if a woman can trust the man to make good decisions, financial decisions, with the household income, she's not going to be saying anything about too much of anything because she doesn't have to be worried about it. And she won't overtalk you, outshine you. She will basically let you shine. And she said that women who have to do 50-50, they tend to compete with their men, and they'll be silent or pretend that they're submitting until she gets angry. And then, she'll read you your rights, like, you didn't do this, you don't do that, you don't do this, you don't do that, you don't do this. And many of us came from that particular kind of household. If our parents were together, or if there was a man in the home and the mom worked outside the home, our moms worked outside the home, there was a coming together of resources. And if he was never able to just foot the bill and all the expenses on his own, there was always an argument about money, about how it was going to be spent. And if there was children involved, of course, there was going to be an argument about how it was going to be spent, because the wife was outside working just like the husband. And I wanted to bring another little slant into this, is that when I was growing up, I felt like my mom had like 15 jobs. So she worked overtime a lot. But when she came home, she cooked and cleaned up until we got old enough where we could do it for her. But she cooked, she cleaned, and she was expected to have intimate relations and manage the money and go food shopping and wash clothes. And so I said to myself as a 13-year-old, if this is what marriage is, I don't want to do it. And maybe that's what is in my mind, or was in my mind, that, from working, at this point, because I didn't marry and I didn't have children. It's hard as heck to raise children, work outside the home, and do all the domestic responsibilities of having a life. And we're not even adding in, PTA meetings, taking children to extracurricular activities, attending family and friend functions and events, social events. So we're not even including that kind of stuff. So no wonder my mother and my friends' mothers were angry, bitter, and biting their husbands' heads off when he, didn't come home like she thought he was going to, or is questioning him about whatever it is in front of company, in front of my friends. And we all were going through this with our respective families, our parents, arguing in front of our friends, our parents arguing in front of our friends about money or whatever. And so she's basically saying that when you have your bills taken care of, the household, and I would love for someone to talk about this from a mature woman's perspective. I'm 60. So at some point when you're 40, 50, and 60, maybe even 30, men expect you to have your finances in order. They expect you to be able to take care of yourself. But my thought is this. When we marry and I move into your home, your expenses are not going to go up that much, especially with me, because I don't have to watch TV. I don't have to have all the channels on the television. Yeah, I don't have to have all of that. So a real man knows that when he gets, the thing that might go up is increase in cost or expense would be food, because you're not buying for one person, now you're buying for two. But generally, utilities, the mortgage, it should be almost paid. It's not going to go up that much. It's not going to go up that much. And the more that the man is able to take off the plate of the woman, the happier she's going to be. The happier she's going to be, because she's going to be able to sit back and let her husband shine, let him glow, let him take credit. And Shira 7:1 said this, her only job really is to look good. Look good. And do the things that make her feel good. Do the things that make her pleasant to be around. And make sure that her husband feels appreciated, loved, and I think that's pretty much it. You know, that he's appreciated and loved. So Shira 1, to me, that video I put in the description box, she hit the nail on the head. She hit the nail on the head about, and anytime a man has to say to you, why don't you be more submissive? Or why don't you submit to me and my leadership? Why are you questioning everything that I do? It feels like you don't trust me. It's because she doesn't. She doesn't. And another thing too, ladies, I think you have to get with a man and marry a man that you are comfortable with his lifestyle. You got to be comfortable with his lifestyle. Shira 7:1 knew that she did not like working when she was 22 or 23, and she figured out a way to get married to a high value man, as they say, a 6-figure man who could pay for everything that she wanted, give her her babies, and let her stay home and raise them. She knew that at 22 and 23. I didn't like working at 23. Once I graduated college and I had my first job and started working there a year, I was like, oh boy, this is going to be very, very boring. But I didn't have the sense, I didn't have the strategy that Shira 7:1 had, but if I had, I would have done what she did. So it's never too late. We can start now. I'm 62, and those are my requirements. I'm not going to tell you all of them, but the two that mean the most to me is that he cherishes my feelings and that he makes at least what I do. He has at least the financial stability that I have. And then we're cooking with grease. Thank you for watching. And I will see you in the next video. And don't forget my dating guide. If you are new to dating, or I shouldn't say new to dating, if you want to start dating again, these are 20 activities that will help you get started. And after you finish those activities, or you want to create your own dating activities, you have a blank page to write them in and date them. And these are the suggestions on how to use the dating guide. If you would like the dating guide, Dating Adventures, a self-guided experience, please email me, thehypergamishjourney@gmail.com, and I will get it to you. And of course, ta-da, journals. I've been writing in this one, y'all, so forgive all of that. Life is what I make it, sweet, juicy, and fun. And this is the back. Hypergamy is a journey, not a destination. I will see you in the next video. Bye.